Hi, it's me again, Hope, Truth, and Miracles, my series of videos. I want to make an addition that I feel is very important and very timely. And my search is triggered by the strange behavior in my mind of human beings. I find it very strange that we're facing the biggest crisis ever of our existence, and yet we continue as if it's not happening. So I tried to figure out, well, how could this come about? And I can trace it back in my mind to the Bible, for one book, and the vision of God in the Bible, and some of the stories of Jesus also in the Bible. And what I concluded was that although the Bible says that God created man in his likeness and image, I became convinced that no, we created God in our likeness and image. So we ended up with a God of vengeance, of war, of hatred, of racism. And I believed totally in that God for many, many years until I started to realize it just isn't possible, because my take on God is from personal experience. And God, although I deserved it, no doubt, God did not take out retribution on me, did not punish me. I was very capable of punishing myself. And I think that is part of our human condition. For some reason, we have to subject ourselves to unnecessary punishment. So some of the stories in the Bible are just phenomenal, like the story of Abraham and his son Isaac and his other son from the servant girl, Ishmael, who was illegitimate and was considered father of the Arabs, and Isaac was considered father of the Jews. So what happens here is God goes along and says to Abraham, hey, I want you to go out and kill Isaac. So Abraham goes ahead and he says, okay, God, I'm going to do that. And just at the very moment before Abraham was about to slay his only son, an angel stopped him, or God stopped him. And I thought, well, what kind of a God would do such a number on a person? I mean, it's beyond. I mean, it's beyond reason. It's beyond human understanding. It's just totally beyond. And so, who is this? Like, if people believe in God as portrayed in the Bible, we have a problem. We're not really communicating with the real God. The real God is perhaps hard to understand, hard for our minds to fathom, but we can experience the real God. And the way we can experience the real God is through love. So when certain people say that God is on their side in their quote-unquote righteous cause, I beg to differ. I don't think so. So at this time, we definitely need God. We need intervention. We need divine intervention. We need it big time. But we have to recognize this force or power or even person, I can't quite say God is a person, but this entity, this pure being, we have to access that. And in order to access that, we got to be realizing to whom or what we are talking. And it's the same in a sense of, Jesus. Jesus got all kind of portrayals in the Bible, which are pretty far out, like his friend Lazarus, I think it was in the tomb for 3 days, and they told Jesus he died, and Jesus said, oh, he's not dead, and he went to the tomb, and this guy come ripping out of the tomb, and the wrappings of the burial cloth came off him, and he didn't even stink. Well, it's a nice story. It's kind of, like you can get off on stuff like that. There's another one in the Old Testament about King Nebuchadnezzar, who locked up Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, which was the, I think, Persian name they were given. And they were thrown in a fiery furnace by King Nebuchadnezzar because they wouldn't bow down and worship him. And the king looked into this fiery furnace and he saw 4 figures in there, and he commanded them to come out, and they didn't even smell burnt. Apparently the 4th figure was Jesus in the furnace. Well, yeah, okay, I mean, that's great, but somehow as a child or as a naive person or a desperate person, people don't question it, and they believe it. And I don't think it's within the realm of possibilities. So my whole thing here is, let's deal in the realm of possibilities, and let's get our priorities right. I mean, there's a whole young generation coming up that's looking to be paying pretty dearly for our behavior. So we have to change our behavior. We have to cross over between this side and this side is right and that side is wrong, and on it goes. We have to get rid of the conflict because we can't afford the conflict anymore. It's way beyond, way beyond. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of end that now. I hope it's well received, and I hope I come up with some more messages. And don't get me wrong, this is a message of hope, and it's a message of truth, and it's a message of the possibility of miracles. God bless.